Okay, so let's just get started. No more talking. Veo 3.1 is probably Sora 2's competitor right now. It looks like it because I think both Google and OpenAI are both competing with each other. Sora 2, and then now this is probably their response. And I've seen some videos from it. It does look better than Veo 3. I do think Sora 2 is still like really good, but Veo 3 is more of like a production level basis. So these kind of ads are going to be just insane. Okay, press the plus sign, type in form because we're going to be using form. Okay, go on the under the triggers on new N8N form event. You're going to get this parameters setting right here. Authentication, we'll just leave it at none. We're going to title this form. Just something simple. Veo 3.1 text to video, right? We don't really need a description. I'm just going to leave it blank for now. We're going to add a form element. Okay, we're going to type in text prompt. Okay, that's going to be where we're going to just put in the text easily, just like that. Let's make this text area because it's not just a text. We don't need anything for the placeholder. We'll turn this required field on. Okay, now we want to add another form element. So how we do that is by clicking on form element again, and we also want to add, I believe it's in aspect ratio. Yeah. Once everything is like that, make sure in aspect ratio, do drop down under aspect ratio. All right. And then basically just clicking on add field option, we can get the field. So if you don't see the option, just click add field option like that. We're going to add 3 aspect ratios. Okay. We're going to do 9:16. Oops, 9:16. We're going to do 16:9, and we're going to do 1:1. These are all supported by Veo 3.1. So that's why we want to make sure that we have all of these and make sure required field is on because we want to see everything in this aspect ratio. So now we have an area to text, we have the aspect ratio, and then what we need to do is connect Veo 3.1. If you see my previous videos, you kind of already know my process, but I'm going to go through it anyways. Now, once you have all that, let's add a button, okay? A generate button. So press add option, button label, and submit. We can do something like generate video, just something simple, just like that, okay? Now we have an entire form submission, just like that. Okay, so this is pretty much done. Okay, this is our on form submission. And make sure everything is configured. This node again in the template, it's going to be all ready for you. So if you want to just download that, you won't have to do any other work besides just the credentials. Now we want to connect to Veo 3.1. Okay, and what we're going to be using is this model right here, fal dash AI. This exact model is the one we're going to use. So make sure try to find this. This is called fal.ai. Once you go to fal.ai, make an account, you get access to even Sora 2, but they are like the first people to have Veo 3.1. It has these people talking. So that's how you know that this is the right model interview or whatever. But yeah, so and remember, we have the aspect ratio. We can see that it can be 1:1:69, 9:16. So the same thing that we put in the form submission. Okay. So how we're gonna get this? We're gonna do HTTP request. We're gonna use the post method, and for the URL, we're gonna grab that under the API. So just follow. We get here, go to API, go to HTTP. We're looking at curl, right? We don't want JavaScript codes over here. Okay, go to submit a request. Okay, once you go under submit a request, you're gonna get this HTTP, this URL right here. This exact URL is what we're gonna copy. So make sure you copy that. Be right next to under URL, submit a request. Go back to N8N and paste that URL, just like that expression, just like that. Okay. Once you have that, go to authentication, do generic credit type, and we're going to use a header authorization. And for the header authorization, we need a actual credential to access it. So we're going to click on add credential. Let's type in authorization. And in here, we're going to type in our API key. All right. So how we find that is we get it from the source itself, Foul AI, right? Foul AI is API keys are always like I'm still new a little bit at Foul AI, but API keys are always in the same place, right? You have the details, you have the workflows, API keys right here. So once you make an account, first make an account, okay, then add an API key like this. All right. Once you create whatever API key you make, put it into value. Okay. Now don't ever show your API key. I can't show what it is on here, but always keep it hidden. Okay. So one thing I forgot to mention is also make sure that when it's fixed, if that method doesn't work, go to expression. I actually prefer this method instead. So go to expression, actually type in key and then your API key after that. That might actually work better than using just the fixed because sometimes and it is a little bit iffy with. Once you got all of that done, what we're gonna do is turn on send body, keep body content as JSON and specify body as using JSON. Okay. And how we're going to get this JSON script is we're actually going to go back into the cal. We're actually going to go to JavaScript instead. Okay. So JavaScript, we want to go to input. Okay. And right on top of output is the prompt that we're going to be using. This is the JSON script. Okay. This is exactly what we're going to be using. So we're going to just copy that, go back into here, go on expression and paste it. Okay. And to make it full screen, we could just click this little button on the bottom, just like that. And there we go. Now, your form submission is going to be empty if you haven't executed the workflow. So first, make sure you execute the workflow. You will see the text prompt, aspect ratio, all this. But if you haven't executed anything yet, then it's going to be blank. So that's really all it is. And we can see that this is the same prompt of the. And if you don't know how to execute, don't worry, I'll do it right now. Okay. We're going to just click on execute workflow. We're going to get a pop-up just like this. Type in a man, I can't even think. A man writing uh, a man a man made out of uh, cards. I literally can't think. I'm so deprived on sleep. Okay, aspect ratio. It doesn't matter. Just type in anything. I'll do 9:16. Click generate video. Form has been submitted. Okay. If you've done everything right, this is what it's gonna show. Right now, let's actually change some stuff over here first before we do anything. Let's make sure that this is 180p. Right. We want to make sure we have the best quality that we could possibly have. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to take out everything that's in prompt. If you see my last video, it's literally the same thing. And it's not hard at all. Like literally, you're going to take out everything that comes after prompt like that. And you're going to drag this text prompt into here. Okay. This is going to be on the left only after you execute your workflow. So anything that you type is going to be put into this instead of the original model. Same with aspect ratio. We take out, this is the default, we take out everything that's after, and we're going to bring our aspect ratio. So whatever aspect ratio we choose is going to show, okay? And let's keep the duration is fine. Everything else is fine. Make sure you change to 1080p because we want to make sure we have the best quality. And as you can see, look, the prompt now is a man made out of cards, and it is in 916. If you saw the form submission, that's exactly how I put it. Also, make sure that when you drag this here, you want to make sure it's in quotation marks and there's a comma after. Okay, this is a mistake that I've made many times where I would just completely take it away and just drag this in here, and then I'll figure out like why is it not working. You always have to put it in the quotation marks. This is a very simple thing, and put a comma after. Now that that's done, now what we want to do is just add a simple wait node, which is literally just making sure the video fully loads before we get it. So I'll just put 1 minute, not 1 second, but that's very simple. Just add a wait node right here. So make sure to execute the workflow. Now, I was having a little bit of issues, and that was literally just the format fix. That's it. So just ask ChatGPT. Again, if you go in my template, like everything is gonna be configured. I'm making this on the go. So I didn't really like plan this. I just found out Veo 3.1, so I'm just making this like spontaneously. But yeah, if you have any issues, just it probably make sure that ChatGPT will give you the correct, like they're very particular about the spaces and stuff, but everything will be configured already. Okay. So like when I upload these, they're going to be already done. You won't have to worry about any kind of mismatch in spelling or anything like that. All right. So once everything is run, you see three check marks just like that. We're going to now get the video. All right. And how we're going to do that is we're going to type in HTTP request the same like before. Now you will only see these after you've executed the workflow. If you didn't execute anything, then it's not going to be here. So first, make sure to execute. Make sure the method is get. Change this URL from fixed to expression, and we're going to grab the status URL. Bring that down here. Oops. Drag it down here. It will look like this. Okay. Authentication. We're going to do the same thing that we did before, which is predefined. Oh, sorry, not predefined. Generic, same things we did before. Make sure it's header authorization. And if you already made your account before, it's actually going to remember it. So make sure you name it. I named it file authorization. So you don't have to go through the work of having to type in the API key and doing all that. Like we want to get this done quickly, right? So yeah, I mean, everything like this is fine. And we have the HTTP request one. We can actually label these differently. So I'll kind of label this as get Veo 3.1. I'm sorry, make Veo 3.1. This one is get Veo 3.1. All right, so yep, just like that. All right, now to be safe and make sure that we only get videos that are actually loaded, we're going to create an if statement. Okay, so type in if. Okay, and this is just very simple. This is just make sure if status is completed, then this statement is true. So we're having true or false. Okay, first things first, make sure that you executed the workflow. Otherwise, these are not going to show up. Okay, so always every time we add a node, remember to just execute. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to drag in status like this and type in what the output is, which is completed. Let's see if I spelled that right. Completed. All right. So this is our true statement right here. This is our true statement. All right. And when you have this, execute the step just like that. And then what we want to do is if it's not completed, we want to bring the false branch back into wait. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Now, this process is this is very simple. This is not anything complicated. If it's true, we're going to get the link. If it's false, we're going to go back into wait and make sure the video is loaded. This is just to make sure that we're not getting any videos that are like half made and we want to make sure everything is good. Okay, so now we're going to get the link. So we're going to add our final HTTP request. Make sure this is get method. We're also just getting expression, and what we want is the response URL. Okay, like for the third time, make sure you always execute the workflow. Okay, otherwise these are not going to show up. All right, because a lot of people always ask like, "Oh, I don't see this text back." And it's like you need to first execute the workflow to see the URL response. So drag this response URL onto here, and that's pretty much it. Okay, authentication. We're going to do the same thing we've been doing already. Generic header, and if you done the authorization already, our API is connected just like that, and that's it. So after everything has been going, we see that there was a false, meant that it needed more time to load, so it went back and waited another minute, and then it went through. So that's really good. This workflow is really good. If we click on the HTTP node, we actually get the URL that will show us the video, and we can literally watch the video too. Oh wow. So, but yeah. So that's Veo 3.1 for you. So now the final step would be to actually just get the form submission back, and that's very simple. We're just going to add, I don't know, this AI assistance here. Click on the plus, go on form submission, but this time, now that we're done with it, we're going to go on form ending, okay? And yeah, this is completely fine. We want to do redirect to URL. That is very important. And make sure that you first executed that last HTTP request. Otherwise, this is not going to show up. So you see that there's a process that every time you use a new node, you have to keep executing to see all the data from it. So you will get this URL right here. You want to drag that URL into here just like that. So this will actually show us the form with the video. That is the complete workflow. Now we're gonna do a test, right? And how we're gonna do this is we're gonna actually see how it works without even looking at N8N, just based on the form. So first, we're gonna set this thing to active. And then what we're going to do is grab the production URL that's on the form submission. So on the form submission production URL, this is just an outside source for N8N. You're going to go to just another tab. Let me make sure that this is still on. Yep, it's still on. Okay, we go to another tab. This is what we're going to get. This is the tab we made, powered by N8N, text prompt, aspect ratio. Now let's make it actually really good video, not just a random thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to just type in a JSON prompt in the text prompt. So very similar to Veo 3, same thing if you've seen. Make it very detailed. So this is just some configuration that I was doing. Make a detailed prompt and tell it to make it very detailed, just like this. This is gonna look way better, and it's even giving aspect ratio too. So I'm just gonna copy whatever prompt. I'm gonna put that in the text prompt aspect ratio. We do 16:9 for now, and this is I'm not even looking at it, and now I'm just generating. Okay, 1 minute later, this is the video that shows up. What looks like some cyberpunk, but you can literally put any prompt you want. You can put any prompt you want, and that was all using this form submission. So this whole N8N process was doing that. Now, if you want to upload onto socials, that's very simple. What you would do is actually just take out this, and you would just add blow potato, and you would add upload media and post media. Okay, first, oops, create post. Okay, first make a Blotato account, add your credentials. It's very simple. Just create credentials, add an API key from. You can look up videos on how to do that. You just add your API once you make a Blotato account. This media URL is going to show up on when you execute the different workflows. It's going to show up here, and you just drag it over here. Let's see. No, I don't have my credentials in there, but um, yeah. So this is uploading a blow potato, and then to post, you click on the create post, and you can use platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, right? And there's like really good tutorials. I currently don't have blow potato. I use something else, but there are a lot of tutorials on how to add blow potato to this. It's very simple. If you want to add to multiple, then you can do um, Blotato again, and then create post again. And you can just keep creating posts. This time I want to do to LinkedIn, or I want to do to TikTok. So then this one says Instagram, this one says TikTok. And once your accounts are synced, then it will automatically post every time while this workflow is active. Okay. So what's going to happen is you're going to get that form submission again, but this time it's not going to work because I don't have my credentials. But when you get that form submission, every time you execute it, it's going to go straight and upload to your videos. When you generate video, it's going to actually post the videos as well. So that's just a little key. I have other explanations on it, but this video is just strictly on getting Veo 3.1. So we'll bring back that form ending, this form ending right here, and when you click that form submission, you're going to get the video back. You're going to get access to Veo 3, and then make sure that it's completely loaded and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to have the entire thing in my link where everything is configured, so you don't have to worry about each every single node. All of this will be already done. Like you will get the link to even the AI model that I'm using and everything. So yeah, if you like this, I'll do more videos, especially if more video models are coming out. I'm gonna do, if they have Sword 2.5, I'll do one on that too. So I'm just gonna keep going. Whenever something new happens, I'm going to make a video on it.